Hello guys, it's Rob from KY Constrictors and Exotics. Today, I got a story for you. It's about my Smiley Pied and her origin from mom and dad. I'm going to tell the whole story, how I got mom and dad, why I paired them when I did, and what the results of clutch number 2 was. So stay tuned, and I'll be right back. Okay, so with the story I'm going to tell you today, I had a pied male and a posset pied female that I really wasn't 100% sold that she was het pied, and she's a beautiful snake. That's why I paired her. But just from who I got her from, the whole story behind her, I wasn't really sold she was 100% het pied. That being said, I did pair her with a pied in hopes of being able to prove her out, but was more leaning towards I'm making hets here. Something I know that when I pair whatever comes out of the egg, I know exactly what it is because I did it myself. I know you all know that feeling. There's been plenty of you guys out there who have paired before a het and it not prove out. So I'm going to show you mom and dad real quick, tell you the story, how I got them, why I paired them when I did, and then we'll move on and we'll talk about Emoji, who is my Smiley Pied. I know some of y'all may have seen pictures of her on Instagram. Haven't really posted anything on here yet about her because she had me a little worried, I'm not going to lie. She is the result of a 3-egg clutch, which I lost 2 eggs, and she pipped 5 days early, going by when she was laid, all that. So I'll get into that in a minute, but right now I'm going to show you mom and dad. Alright guys, so right here I have dad, who is most definitely a pied. He's a low white pied, but he's also trying to be an escape artist. But this is dad right here, and you can see he is a beautiful boy, and fortunately I caught him right after shed. He is a runner. He likes to move around. I'm trying to do this one-handed here, but this right here is dad. His name is Diesel, and I actually got him a few months back. He's a great looking pied. I think I like the high pattern low white pieds because the pattern that they possess is just awesome. But you see nothing crazy going on with him. He's just your normal standard, 60-40% white pied. But I picked him up from a girl who had an iguana I wanted, and she wanted me to come sex her snakes. She didn't know what she had, whether they were male, female, and she was actually cohabiting this guy with a spider male. So thankfully they wasn't male and female. She could wind up in a position that she didn't want to be in. She was just a hobbyist keeper. But in reality, this guy was give to me along with the purchase of this girl here. And that is my carpet python Andromeda. She gave me him along with the spider male that she was cohabiting him with. I'll go ahead and put him back. But get you a good drink of water there, buddy. Actually, he's not drinking water. He's trying to get away. But anyway, she gave me him. And I told her, you know, when she got settled in to where she was moving to, because she had to move in with her parents, is the reason she had to get rid of them. Why her house was being built. So, long story short, I told her I'd give her, in the future, a future hatchling. Hopefully pied. But, anyway. That's where he come from. This right here is Mom. And as you can see, Mom is very, very beautiful for a normal posset pied. Now, I worked with a guy that was pretty known for being full of it. And he also likes snakes as well. We'll let Mom cruise around here for a minute. As you can admire her pattern that she has. Now, she does possess the het pied markers. If I could get her turned over here. I'll be honest with you guys, this is pretty hard. One-handed. But, if we can just see, she does possess the het pied train tracks. Okay guys, so as you see, that really wasn't working out. I can't record one-handed and explain everything. But, as you can see, she does possess the train track pied markers. Somewhat. Not the best I've seen, but she does have them. Now, I have another snake that really has them, so. Alright. So, this girl is rather small for laying a clutch of eggs. She actually weighs right at 1,300 grams. And yes, the community standard, and actually my standard from here on out, is what I truly believe is you should wait until they're at least 1,500 grams. I took the advice of a local breeder here that I'm pretty good friends with. I'm not going to say any names, but he told me, he said, Rob, you compare that girl at 1,200 grams, and I've heard other people say the same thing. By the time she lays her clutch of eggs, she'll be at 1,500 grams because she'll go into power mode where she wants nothing but food. She's trying to produce her follicles. And I'm not going to lie to you. I paired this girl up a couple times and then she went off food. I really didn't expect a clutch of eggs from her. She just went off food. I stopped pairing her. Didn't know what was wrong with this little girl. She wasn't losing any weight. Matter of fact, she gained a little bit of weight when she actually, about a week before she laid her clutch, she weighed about 1,470. So, well, I never saw the ovulation. Never saw prelay sheds. I mean, she shed, but I didn't think nothing about it being prelay because I never saw the ovulation. I really wasn't palpating her to feel her follicles or anything because, I'll be honest with you, I didn't think she was going to go. Well, a little bit later on down the road, I was actually bathing my first clutch because they had all shed out. And I was getting them all nice and washed up. And my little girl come running, Daddy, 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 come here, come here, come here. I was actually shooting a video showing those off because I was proud because I had a 9-egg clutch. 6 of those had the cinnamon gene in it. I hit 3 cinnamon bananas that were beautiful. And she was so excited, I just said, well, I'll entertain her. I'll see what she's saying. She's like pointing at her snake's tub, and I'm like, yeah, it's your snake. I thought maybe she's wanting to get her out. Well, she's not stupid. She's 9 years old. And she said, Dad, stop. I'm not trying to interrupt you, but look at what I'm showing you. And I'm like, yeah, it's your snake. So she pulls the tub out and puts her finger right inside this little girl's hide and points. I'm like, yeah, I see your snake, honey. And she's like, no, Dad, really look. And points again. And I look and I see eggs underneath this girl. I'm like, oh, holy crap. I was not expecting this clutch. So I remove her hide. She takes a couple whacks at me, you know. She's doing her job as a mom, protecting her eggs. As you can see, she's not mean. She's a little antsy. But when you get her out and you let her roam around, you let her know she's not going to hurt you. Or you're not going to hurt her. Then in return, she's not going to hurt you. But she was doing her job, protecting her eggs. She did a fabulous job. I don't know if y'all remember me pulling that clutch. I did a video on that, so if you want to, you can go back and watch that video, and you can see how she reacted. Moving on down the road, about a week after I pulled the clutch, I lost one of the eggs. It went bad. It didn't really have the best of veins, but it did have veins. Probably the best thing that it didn't make it. So, going on through incubation, on about day 45, I lost another egg. So, I'm down to one egg. Don't know what happened. The egg just went bad. I cut it open. The snake was fully formed, but it did have some kinking. I'm blaming this on the fact that I bred this girl too young. And that's my message is, this girl, don't breed your snakes young, guys. I mean, she was showing me all the signs. She was bowl wrapping. She was eating until I paired her. I mean, just don't do it. It's not worth it, because I could have saved this girl till next year and probably got another 4 or 5 eggs out of her. She'd be more up to weight. This girl is going on 3 years old next month, so she's rather small for a 3-year-old snake at 1,300 pounds. But I did have one snake make it, and that was my Smiley pied. So the story I'm bringing to you is that this girl right here actually proved out to be 100% het pied. And she not only gave me a pied, she gave me a beautiful pied. And I'll show you her here in just a few minutes. Actually, I'm done talking about this girl. I'll go ahead and put her up and I'll show you this girl. Alright guys, so here is my girl Emoji. And this is the little girl that I got from the 1 egg clutch of the pairing I was just talking about. And the reason I call her Emoji is this right here. I mean, you just see that as like the perfect smiley. But either way you look at her, she has a perfect emoji right there. So that's her name, Emoji. And so this girl pips out 5 days early on day 50. To me, that's 5 days early. But as you can see, she is doing good. I'm going to post a picture right here. And if you're noticing in the picture, there's a little bit of abdomen swelling. And this leads me to believe that this girl has hard belly, because the abdomen's totally swollen. And another sign of hard belly is bad yolk. She didn't absorb any of her yolk. Like, she come out, all the yolk was still in her egg. And she pipped on her own. I didn't cut her. Next day she was out. I said, well, I'll leave her. She'll absorb her yolk. She'll probably be in there for a while. Nope, she was out the next day. Nothing attached. And this little girl weighed 30 grams hatched out of the egg. So I contacted a couple people. And look at those colors, man. Just a fabulous pattern on this girl. Well, another sign of hard belly is vibrant, beautiful snakes. That really scared me, I'm not gonna lie. So I watched a couple videos. One in particular was Justin Kabilka. And the way that those hatchlings looked in his video was very similar to the way this one looked again in that picture. I'm gonna post it again right here. And you can see the belly is swollen. Like I said, very similar to the video. If you haven't seen that video, look it up. Just look up hard belly. The Justin Kabilka video will pop up. Anyway, I contacted a couple breeders. You know, one being Andrew from DEA Exotics. You know, he's like, I've never, hard belly, you know, it's not fun to deal with, but it's something you have to do. I contacted Brian Gundy, and Brian really helped me out. You know, he said he didn't see anything abnormal. He didn't hear anything abnormal, what I was telling him. And I'll be honest with you, this girl had some funny looking skin coming out of that egg. And when she shed out, it's like it all didn't come off right. Like she had almost 2 layers of skin. I ended up removing all that. I just gently took a wash rag, washed it off. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I tried to palpate her like she had hard belly, because there was some, you know, swollenness around her stomach right below her belly button there. And all this right here was just swollen and full of fluid. And that's another sign is, you know, they can't go to the bathroom. They fill up with urine and stuff. And until you get the hard belly out, nothing's going to act right. So I palpated her, and urine went everywhere. I mean, I'm almost betting that her cloaca had some stuck skin on it that wasn't allowing her to go to the bathroom. Because when I palpated her, it come out real sharp stream, like almost like you're squirting a squirt gun or something. And then it just released. Urine everywhere. She went from being about this big around to where she is now, which is pretty thin, you know, for her size. And I gently assist fed her the next day, because I wanted to get a meal in this girl quick to see her have the best chance at survival. Well, I didn't really have to force it. As soon as I got it in her mouth, she started working, you know, like she wanted to eat it. So, didn't have to put it down her palate. I literally just opened her mouth, placed the mouse fuzzy, or I used a pinky on the first one. I placed the mouse pinky in there, and she took it down. About a week later, she's still doing good. She went to the bathroom. Also, let me back up a step. Also, whenever I palpated her, some poop came out. And I'm not real 100% sure, and this is one of the questions I asked Andrew from DEA, was if they have hard belly, can they produce, poop? Because that's a sign of digestion, is having poop. And I'm thinking maybe she absorbed a little bit of her yolk, and that's what she digested, but it was definitely poop. She had a couple pea-sized urates come out when she peed. And to this day, I can show you her tub. And she is definitely working. As you can see, there's a little bit of poop and urate there. And I'm not trying to show poop on camera, guys, but it's important when you're breeding that you keep an eye out for the ones that you're worried about. You should always make sure your snakes are eating and digesting, going to the bathroom correctly. Anyways, this little girl here, I tried to put a mouse fuzzy in with her. Tried to, frozen thawed, tongue. She kind of backed up from it just a little bit. But I left her alone with the mouse fuzzy, put her hide back on top of her. Left her in the dark, come back a couple hours later, and voila. This girl had 8, and that was about 48 hours ago. 8 on her own, so I think we're in the right track. I think this girl's going to make it. I don't think she ever had hard belly. I never saw the mass come out, and she's not going to be able... she's no longer swollen. So I'm thinking that maybe her cloaca was stopped up or just shut where she couldn't pee. She was well hydrated. She looks good now. She's peeing. She's pooping. She's eating. And that's what we want to see. And as you can see in the previous Instagram video, if you want to go watch that, this girl was very weak. Head going like this, back and forth, trying to move. Not the case today. And let me tell you guys, I'm not trying to be a tooter of my own horn, as you may say. But I'm not going to lie to you guys. Look at the oranges on her. Really. See what I mean about her head being a lot stronger? Just awesome. Anyway, I wanted to share this story with you guys. And this being, like I said, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I think she is most definitely the prettiest pied I've ever laid my eyes on. Just look at that dark banding, how thick that black is. Not to mention the super cool Smiley pad. So guys, I'd like to introduce you all to Emoji. Emoji's not going anywhere. She has a forever home right here at KY Constrictors. And maybe one day she could possibly be a breeder for me. I don't know. Haven't made my mind up about that. I may not, just because of her background, but it would be nice to see what kind of offspring she would produce. And I showed some pictures to Sean from Old Troy City Reptiles, and he was asking if she had Orange Dream in her. I don't see Orange Dream in her parents, but I swear to you, that almost looks Orange Dreamish to me. Maybe Dad was a low expression Orange Dream or something. I don't know. I doubt it. But I'm telling you, man, she's fabulous. I love her markings. And she's not going anywhere. Heather from Mother Elf and Ball Pythons asked me about this girl right out of the egg. She's like, I would take her off your hands. And sorry, Heather. This girl's going nowhere. But stay tuned, because I got clutch number 3. Hopefully I can hit a special for you. he was wanting a special ball python, so that is definitely going to be a special clutch. The special gene clutch, not because it's special. But stay tuned for that video. I'll be cutting those eggs here on the 28th. I got 6 fabulous eggs, one being a boob egg. My first boob egg, if you haven't seen that video. And definitely see she is probably getting ready to go to the bathroom on me, so I'm going to put her up and I'm on this video. Thanks guys for watching the story of Emoji. So guys, thank you for watching the story on my ball python Emoji. Maybe I bring some more videos on her later on down the road as she grows. So if you're not a subscriber of mine, make sure you hit that like button and the subscribe button, and then it's going to ask you to hit a notification bell. That way you know when I upload a video. Until next time, be good or be good at it.